As soon as I saw all of the hazard lights flashing, I knew right then our life was going to be changed forever.
It's overwhelming. You don't know, am I supposed to be his wife or am I supposed to be his caregiver at this moment? So it's really, really hard to balance.
I have had to take the gun out of his hand and beg him.
Una vez yo agarré la pistola y quise matarlo a él y me quise matar yo. Pero él me la quitó y no lo hicimos. Pero fue una de las más difícil parte cuando él se vino para la casa.
Hi, my name is Melody Blanick, and Jamie, my daughter, is an ATF athlete. All of a sudden, I hear a vehicle. I'm just screaming. I'm just screaming, stop, for God's sake, stop. I walked around the Jeep, and Jamie was lying on the ground. It amputated her leg from below the knee on sight. There were 2 twin rivers of blood running from her towards the ditch. I mean, every time her heart pumped, she was winning and she was losing. This is a dream, and this is a nightmare, and I'm gonna wake up.
My name is Jenny Quintana. I am Philip Quintana's wife, and he is an ATF athlete. I thought he was weird, but I kind of loved it. So he definitely won me over with that. They were on patrol. They drove over the IED, so he was launched out of the turret. And 3 of the guys in the Humvee were injured. All of that emotional stuff didn't show itself until after we had children and we were married. So the first 3 years of our marriage were extremely, extremely hard. The doctors told him that he would have to go above knee eventually. His timing for doing that, probably I was skeptical because he had committed to climbing Kilimanjaro, but he said, I'm gonna do it. And he sure as heck did it. He was at the gym every day, hiking the mountains behind the gym and the hills and going to every park and every small mountain he could with you to get to where he needed to be. And I think the mountain showed how hard he worked for that. So if Daddy can do it with 1 leg, what can you do with 2?
I heard you. Sup, I'm Izzy. Okay, my dad is Derek Ross, but I call him Dada. My mom is Vanessa Lachey Ross. Her older name used to be Cantu. Her last name, Derek, has been teaching how to use a bow and teaching me the safeties of gun holding and teaching me how to cook. It's probably the main thing since I love cooking. I've learned how to make eggs, bacon, sausage, hot dogs, burgers, steaks, deep fried backstrap. I've tried heart, uncooked, and cooked. Those are just a few out of a lot.
So Mr. Derek served in the military?
Yes, he did, and he was scouting out the area for bombs. Some of his army friends saved him. Dada, I love you very much, and I am so glad that I get to be your daughter. I actually have to say I'm a mommy's girl. Because I mostly went to hers, the first one I would probably want to in a situation. Doing arts and crafts, going like thrift shopping, garage sailing.
So your mom had an accident.
Yes.
Right?
I know the whole story and everything.
Okay, tell us the story about your mom's accident.
Okay, he starts curving in and bumps their car. The seatbelt, it was like, it didn't work. You almost think, okay, her back's probably the one that's the most injured, right? You're wrong. It's actually her stomach. Don't you know you usually have a belly button? She has no belly button anymore. Adios!
Hi, my name is Melanie Sager. Josh Sager is my husband, and he is an ATF athlete. Josh just had that charming personality, and He kind of wore me down a little bit. He was like, hey girl. Josh was Army Airborne. He was with the 509 company in Alaska, Geronimo. It was like the electric strawberry. And the wind conditions were really bad, and there were multiple choppers in front of him because of the variability of the wind. He jumped, a guy, caught his wind underneath him and did a free fall. I believe it was 4 stories. It was a blow to his spirit. His identity had been ripped away from him. He didn't have that fire inside. He hadn't found that purpose yet.
We are the Muñoz family.
El papá de Edwin, y Edwin es atleta de ATF.
The neurosurgeon looks at us and says, what all do they know? And looks at his roommate. And his roommate says, they know nothing. So he dove into the lake. We don't know what he hit. From wherever your injury is, below you will, it's not coming back, buddy. To translate that to your parents is probably the worst thing you could ever imagine. Everybody's jaws just dropped.
Why so bad? Bad.
And he looks around, looks around his family, and he's looking for a different answer. And so he asked my dad, it's not true, is it? I remember my dad just touching his feet, it's gonna be okay. He said, if you can't get me off the traction, can you please bring me a gun? And, pull the trigger for me because I don't wanna live anymore. That was hour number 1 of this initial journey, and it's probably the hardest hour of our entire lives.
Josh started off as an athlete. He became an alumni trainer and now works full-time as staff. I truly believe that he has come full circle in his journey to help people, help uplift them, to help them grow through their pain. We've lost so many close people. It's just not something that I wish on anyone, but if you're strong enough to go through it, then you can make it through anything.
I think it's because he has a purpose now. He didn't have purpose before. So I think that first class, when he really, I don't know how to, for lack of a better word, kind of tanked right at the end, is because he felt like he had a community and a purpose and people, and like he was giving something to somebody else, and he wasn't doing that before. I got a call during that class and he says, I need to be here. And sold the house, packed it up, and off we went, and now we've been here for over 5 years, and I think it's the biggest and best decision we've ever made as a family.
When he found ATF, every day, oh, tomorrow's ATF. He started realizing what he could do for people, what people could do for him. There's always a new goal. He's not just in a wheelchair.
ATF, you hold a very special place in my heart ever since I was a baby. You have given me strength, courage, and how to treat others right, even if they're different than everybody else. I get to see all my friends, everyone, pretty much I know everybody there. Every single person, unless they're brand new.
It was her mindset that I saw change, because she would change a pronoun or she would change a verb to make her statement mean something completely different. I realized that God had prepared that scene before she ever got there. Maybe all of Jamie's life.
And also, when y'all have this video shown, I want you to have juice boxes and Zevias, baby! Yeah, let's have some Red Bull too if you're at it. when she was 15. She was born in 1983, so just add the 15 and yeah, you know what I mean. So it was 19 something, and
How tough is your mommy?
I would have to say we're about the same since I actually got attacked by a pit bull 2 years ago.
And your dad DJs.
Yeah, and that's really cool. And guess what? When I go over there, and that in the where he is, it's not covered. He has like 10 balls of tequila under there, a few boxes of beer. You got some soul around it. You got some cute little cup for it. He has everything, and he was like, when he was saying break, he was like, he would pour some of it, put the salt around, and go. Let's get this party up! Da, 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 da.
Sorry, dude, I'm trying to keep it in. You're the best, dude.
I've made many mistakes, but every time I go there, it's like they just float away. It's like if I get an M on my math exam. Okay, let's just say that, okay? I'm joking, I didn't actually get enough. I got a C. Oh, and also please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's called What's Up Izzy? ? Hit that like button, press that notification button, and please go to my channel. By the way, I'm bringing cards, baby. Up, down, funk it up. Up, down, funk it up.
What's up, superstar?
Okay, I'm done.
You did good?
Yeah.
Yeah.